Hello, hello, hello! I know you love this hello, hello, hello gimmick. In my last consultation with clients, I was even asked to do it just for them. So here we go. Let's do this together. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, hello! Good to see you again! I hope you're doing extremely well. If you're new on this channel, I am Fabricio Carminati, and with my dream team at FRH, French Riviera House Hunting, we help more and more people to make their dream of moving in a beautiful region come true. And if you've been here before, you already know the series How About Living In? We explore towns and neighborhoods across the French Riviera so that you can see where life might carry you next. Today, we're stepping into one of the most elegant culture corners of Nice, a neighborhood where history, art and everyday life blends in a very French way. Let's begin, as usual, with some news for FRH. Last fall, I hosted our first webinar, Q&A, buying or renting in the French Riviera, and the response was huge. So huge, actually, that many of you asked for more. So, the good news is that we're turning into a monthly live webinar. Every last Thursday of the month, I answer your questions, share advice from years of helping international clients, and help you understand the market that can be, let's say, a tiny bit confusing. Le bordel. Especially in France, where the paperwork sometimes deserves its own museum. Le musée de la paperasserie. Very useful word to learn. Paperasserie means tons of paperwork. You'll find the registration link to the webinar on all our social media. I hope to see you soon. Today, we're exploring one of Nice's most elegant and quietly powerful neighborhoods. If you're thinking about moving to the French Riviera, especially to central Nice, this is an area you absolutely need to know. Ladies and gentlemen, Carabacel neighborhood! Carabacel sits right in the middle of Nice, bounded to the east by Boulevard Carabacel, Avenue des Ambrois and Boulevard de Cimiez, to the west by Rue Gubernatis and Rue Lamartine, to the north by Pierre Matisse Road, known locally as La Voie Rapide, the expressway everyone loves to complain about, and to the south by Boulevard Jean Jaurès and Avenue Saint-Sébastien, with the huge green ribbon of the Promenade du Paillon. Let's start there. Imagine Nice's own version of Central Park, smaller but with more palm trees and fewer squirrels asking for tips. This spectacular park was extended in 2025 after the demolition of our National Theatre and Acropolis, Nice Convention Center. It now stretches from the seaside almost up to the Palais des Expositions. It's 20 hectares of green space with playgrounds, pétanque courts, sport areas, quiet zones under magnolias, and even cactus garden near the famous Tête Carrée, Squarehead. More than 3,500 trees were planted, species that can handle the Riviera's summer heat without asking for air conditioning. The new garden embraces the MAMAC, the Museum of Contemporary Art. In addition, works of art accompany walkers in the pure spirit of this neighborhood. An ideal spot for a lunch break on the grass or for relaxing with a good book. And the entire park is covered with free Wi-Fi, so remote workers can enjoy meetings under the trees, which is probably the most French Riviera way to work. The Carabacel district, like all the districts located on the right bank of the Paillon, was born out of the need to find more spaces for buildings. Long before being a residential neighborhood, Carabacel was simply the place where Nice kept its stones, literally. Back in the Middle Ages, Nice was limited to today's Old Town at the foot of the Castle Hill. Around 1215, the first bridge over the Paillon River connected that old fortified town to the marshy plains on the right bank. That's where the stone quarries were. And this gives us a clue as to the origin of the name of this district. The pre-Indo-European root Car, K-A-R, refers to stone. Keep this info for your future dinners in Nice. Over the centuries, the hill was covered in olive groves and mule paths leading up to Cimiez. In the early 1700s, during the siege of Nice, French troops used this hill to bombard the citadel. In December 1705, the castle was bombarded relentlessly. In 1706, Nice surrendered and all the fortifications was razed to the ground. But the Sun King could not have imagined that this destruction would be the starting point for the development of Nice. Indeed, the city was becoming increasingly bourgeois with the arrival of wealthy winter visitors, mostly Russians and English. At the time, all Nice was a working-class neighborhood, dark and probably not very fragrant, as there were many tanneries and butcher shops, not exactly downtown Abbey. These wealthy visitors were not sensitive to the charm of the old town and would not have stayed in the old Nice for anything in the world. The city therefore needed prestigious buildings that would match the new ambitions of the Concilio Tornato or Beautification Council of the city of Nice. The results can still be seen today. Here you can find many of Nice's most prestigious palaces. For example, the former Landgam Hotel, which in 1881 was a two-story private villa. Master brewer Emil Bickert, after whom the street is named, bought it in 1907 and had it converted into a hotel by architect Charles Dalmas, who added a floor and modified the facade in the Belle Époque style. This hotel was connected to the Hermitage Hotel by a funicular railway. It was converted into a residence with apartments in 1941. Or this magnificent building located on Rue Pastorelli, for which Charles Dalmas was awarded a prize by the city of Nice in 1906. The majestic, over 400 rooms, built for luxury, later used as a military hospital, then reborn with boutiques before becoming a residence. A quick hello to Matthias and Douglas and Mary Ruth, who bought their amazing apartments there with FRH help, of course. Stay tuned, in January our next French Riviera Dreamers episode will host Matthias and we'll do a beautiful video of his apartment. And we cannot fail to mention the Palais Consulaire, built by architect Adrien Rey in 1926 on Boulevard Carabacel, a happy blend of classic and Belle Époque styles, which houses the Nice Côte d'Azur Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Here's a fun fact about Carabacel Boulevard. The 1850 urban development plans wants this boulevard to be quiet, tree-lined and residential with no shops at all. The rule still holds today, with one exception, Maison Charles Véran. The lucky heirs to this property, the Costamagna family, have set up their store there. A very French exception to a very French rule. The 1815 urbanization plan stopped at Boulevard du Bouchage, which explains the difference between northern and southern Carabacel. The architecture becomes more eclectic, but the area has its own perks. The train station is closed and the brand new iconic shopping center is right there. Carabacel isn't just about beautiful architecture, it is also a vibrant neighborhood, lively without being chaotic, central but not touristy. It's the kind of place where at 8 a.m. you'll see someone at a café terrace reading Nice Matin unbothered by the world. The presence of contemporary art museum nearby brings bookstores, music shops, design studios, all these little creative businesses that give this neighborhood its personality. It's lively but not chaotic. Culture without the crowd, charm without the noise. A very Niçois balance. We walked a lot. What about a pause? With a good beer? Come on with me! Hi guys, so now we are at Allez Hops. It's a dance place where it's a brewery in the Carabacel. They do their own beer, fantastic beer here. And we'll have a little chat with Dan, who will explain us everything about brewing beer and his life here in the Carabacel district. And how are you?
Very good.
Good?
Welcome.
Hey Dan, tell me a little bit, thank you. Tell me a little bit about, so you are I think the only American to have a brewery in Nice.
I believe so.
I believe so.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit the story. I mean,
We were one of the first small breweries to start in Nice after the renaissance of the microbreweries.
Right.
So that's been about 11 years ago now. So we started here on Rue de Flea. We have a very small microbrewery, about 20 square meters is all.
Yeah, okay.
But typically we brew about 50 hectoliters of beer per year here.
Nice, yeah, and very good beer.
Thank you.
I've tasted what, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, maybe, probably. They're all good. And since how long have you been in Nice?
So we've had the shop and the brewery open here since 2000, what are we?
We're 25. So.
Okay, 2016 we opened, March of
2016.
Oh, so
yeah,
it'll be our
yeah.
10th anniversary in March.
March 26th.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. Yeah. Wow. And so you are Niçois now?
I like to be. I'm an aspirational Niçois.
And what do you think about the neighborhood?
The neighborhood's great. It's really
yeah.
fantastic community of people, the residents, the other commerçants, very close community, and it's a neighborhood that's really developed over the past 10 years.
Right.
A lot of growth, a lot of new works. It's a beautiful neighborhood to work and live in.
And what is the thing that the main difference that you see between here, America, living here versus living in America? The big, I don't know, one thing that really shocked you or amazed you, or what would you say?
I'm not sure, because we've been here for 30 years now in general, so I kind of forget what it was like back in the States, and it's probably not like anymore like I remember it was. But I can say the main thing I like about Nice is the fact that it really is it's a city of different neighborhoods, each with its own personality and people, and it's a very warm and welcoming place. And I really just enjoy, what I enjoy the most about here are the relations with the other people in the neighborhood. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the neighborhood has really changed. I mean, the street has really changed. Thanks to you, because you opened. I mean, the space was closed. I remember.
Yeah, this venue had been vacant for about 2 years before we rented it, and there were a lot of vacant shop fronts on the street. And now
it's very lively.
Yeah, it's very lively. We have the new police station, which will open up.
I don't know how lively it will be
in a year or so.
Maybe.
We have the extension of the Coulee Verte on the other side, so it's really bringing in a lot more foot traffic along Rue de Fly, and a lot of new shops and visitors. So.
Yeah, there's you. There's Les Parleuses just next door. I think you have also the Italian shop in front that opened recently. After you came.
Strong Italian community locally here with L'Ofra across the street doing Italian street food, with Giuliano at Puro doing classic Italian food, Paulo at Don Vincenzo doing pizzas. So a lot of times in this neighborhood you're as likely to hear people speaking in Italian as in French.
Nice. And what kind of what beer would you recommend? Oh no, I have a question. That was a tricky question. Hold on. What beer? Which of your beers actually represents the most Nice?
Well, that's our hoppy lager, our blonde beer called La Niçoise.
And
really, it was a beer that was really kind of created as a tribute to Nice. So it's very light. It's refreshing. A lot of hops. So it's. The goal is for it to be really like a sunny day in Nice.
Nice. And every Wednesday evening there is live music also?
Yes, we have an open mic night every Wednesday. Another thing about this neighborhood, this quarter, is a lot of musicians. And so we have open mic on Wednesdays. We get a lot of the local musicians come in just for the love of playing, and really incredible level of talent. And
I saw that,
really
incredible.
fun
Really, definitely. So guys, if you want to have listen to very good music, have a good beer, come on Wednesdays. Well, not only Wednesday, come every day, but on Wednesday also with live music. It's amazing. It's great singers, and a great welcome here at Allez Hops. And you know what? Let's have a beer. So Lauren, Dan just told me that you are the one in charge of pouring the beers.
I think I am.
Very nice beer for me. So what kind of beer would you recommend today?
Do you like it? Is it worth 10 euros?
There's actually one that we've made.
It's expensive, but it's special.
White wheat beer with sourness. There's yuzu and clémentine.
Exactly.
Oh, you have it already?
Yeah.
And what were you drinking?
It was next week.
I think
Yeah, do you like it?
That's no, the Christmas beer.
Oh no, this is not the Christmas beer.
But it's clementine. I have this one. Yeah, I want to try this one. Okay. Half. Yeah. Petit français.
Wow.
Petit français, not pint. Pint.
Glad you found one you liked.
En français, half a pint,
Bonsoir,
c'est un demi, et
pas vous
la
aider.
pint, c'est la pint. And we have half pints here.
Nous avons un ombre avec
There we
des
go. Oh,
tonka.
cheers,
Ça,
thank
c'est une
you.
brasserie
Cheers.
Antibes.
Carabacel has a very refined everyday vibe with everything within walking distance. You've got Tramline 1 right at the edge of the neighborhood, Tramline 2 in Durand Square, quick access to buses, and Niceville train station about 12 to 15 minutes on foot from the farthest point. It's a highly walkable, car-optional lifestyle, a big reason for expats and Niçois to love it. There are many schools nearby: Sacerno, a Catholic school offering primary through high school education, Condé Art School, IPAC Business School, Alliance Française, the place to be for those who want to learn French, and the famous Lycée Masséna Riviera, and many more. Plus, bakeries, supermarkets, organic shops, pharmacies, medical clinics, fitness studios, pretty much everything you need for daily life. It's also a very safe neighborhood. In short, Carabacel is fantastic if you want calm and comfort, walking distance to everything, elegant architecture, a neighborhood that feels local, not touristy, and culture just around the corner. It's especially suited for families, professionals, culture lovers, and anyone looking for a peaceful base in central Nice. Now let's talk about Carabacel real estate. We have seen that Boulevard des Ambrois is the unofficial border between the premium south and the more affordable north. The southern side has the most prestigious and expensive buildings, and competition is tough. But the northern part has beautiful properties too, often larger and more budget-friendly, without losing the charm. Both sides offer excellent quality of life. It just depends on what you're looking for. Let's start with this large, for France I mean, 3-bedroom apartment of 101 square meters, fully renovated, well, except the outdoor space obviously, located Place Wilson, sold by Agent Niçois at 680,000 euros or around 6,700 euros per square meter, which is a fair price for the area. Or this one, smaller but beautifully and very elegantly renovated, a 3-bedroom apartment of 86 square meters, located at the end of Avenue Foch, sold by Aurea at 760,000 euros or 8,840 euros per square meter. Or this amazing 2-bedroom penthouse located just behind Boulevard Carabacel in a quiet environment with a large and magnificent outdoor space, sold by Sotheby at 760,000 euros for 92 square meters or 8,260 euros per square meter. And finally, this larger top floor 3-bedroom apartment of 144 square meters located Boulevard Carabacel, needing some renovation. It's being sold by PHT Real Estate at almost 800,000 euros or only 5,548 euros per square meter, with an upscale renovation of 2,000 euros per square meter or 290,000 euros roughly. This would bring this apartment to a total of 1,090,000 euros or approximately 7,600 euros per square meter, which would still be a fair price for the area. And now it's tip time! Here's how not to find a rental in Nice. You show up with a list of 12 criteria, you have a low budget but you want a rental in the very center of the city, and you are as flexible as a steel bar. Why I say that? Because the rental market here is tight, really tight. Inventory has dropped almost 60% in 5 years, and half the listings can't take expats anyway because of insurance rules. If you want to find a rental in the French Riviera, here are a few strategies to improve your chances of success. Set a realistic budget. If you're looking for a long-term rental in Carré d'Or or Place Garibaldi with a budget of 1,800 to 2,500, you'll have access to a broad choice of apartments and open-minded landlords. If you have a lower budget, it would be reasonable to target neighborhoods that are a little further out. Prepare your file, include proof of income, bank statements, references from previous landlords, and, if possible, a French guarantor or a bank guarantee. Focus on 5 big criteria. Select 5 criteria that are absolutely essential, for instance, location, floor level, elevator, outdoor space, AC, and consider the other criteria as bonuses. You can't have everything, and a little is better than nothing at all. Consider professional help. A property hunter or relocation agency familiar with the local market can dramatically improve your chances, and that's us. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please leave a thumb up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This really helps us in getting more visibility, and the next video will be about Cap d'Antibes. I hope that you will be with me, and in the meantime, cheers, bye now!